All right, so this lesson is going to be exploring the ins and outs of mortgages, as well as calculating a person's net worth, their debt to equity ratio, also known as the DER, and it's not written on here, but also the gross debt service ratio, known as the GDS. We'll use the debt to equity ratio and GDSR to make financial decisions, and then we will explore the financial mathematics of mortgages. So beginning, we need to talk about assets and liabilities. And this was mentioned before in class, but just as a review, an asset is something that you own. So think of it as your property. So it's an item or a portion of an item that is owned. So for example, real estate, investment portfolios, collectible vehicles, collectible art, jewelry, etc. Whereas a liability is a debt that is owed. So the net worth, then, a person's net worth would be simply the total assets. So you would add up the value of all the assets that a person owns and add up the value of all the liabilities that are owed, and you'd subtract the two. So if a person has more assets than liabilities, they have a positive net worth. And if they have more liabilities than assets, they have a negative net worth. So this is important for looking at the next two ratios, the debt to equity ratio and the gross debt service ratio. So these are the two formulas. The debt to equity ratio is equal to the total liabilities minus the mortgage. You divide that by the person's net worth times 100. Very important that after you divide the two, you multiply by 100, and it is a percentage and round it to two decimal places. The gross debt service ratio is the sum of the monthly mortgage payment, the monthly property taxes, and the monthly heating costs. Add those up, monthly amounts, and divide by the gross monthly income. So gross means before taxes. Very important after you divide the two that you multiply by 100 to two decimal places rounded and percentage sign. So those are the little formulas that we will use to make some financial decisions. So we have an example here. We have Frank. And Frank has some assets and liabilities. So we have a T-chart with assets and liabilities. So he's got some investments. He's got a $4,500 GIC. He's been investing $100 per month the past 53 months in an account, getting 7.95% interest compounded monthly. That sounds like if we're going to have to calculate the value of that, we'll call that a savings account. Red. And he owns a fishing boat with a resale value of $3,995. On the other side, he's got some liabilities. He's got an $18,000 line of credit from the bank. He's got a $2,000 balance on a credit card, and he has a $450 balance on his cell phone bill. So what is Frank's net worth? So what we have to do first here is determine the total assets. So first two are pretty easy. We've got the $4,500 GIC. I'm sorry, the last one. We've got the fishing boat, $39.95. So we'll just quickly go to our easy financial calculator and we will figure this out. So there's no initial investment. He is making deposits of 100 per month, so negative 100, which is monthly. 53 months in an account getting 7.95% interest. So 7.95% interest, annual, 53 monthly payments, and it's compounding monthly. So we'll do a quick calculation of the FV, and he's got $6,324.84. So we'll put that there, and we'll add it up. So we'll get his total assets. So Frank's total assets, $4,500. plus $3,995 plus $6,324.84. This yields $14,819.84. 14,819. Frank's total assets. His total liabilities. We've got the $18,000 on the credit card. Line of credit. We've got $2,000 on the credit card and $450 on the cell phone bill, which yields $20,450. So Frank's net worth, and we can just abbreviate NW for net worth, would equal total assets, 14,819, and we will subtract 20,50. And it looks like Frank does have a negative net worth situation. So we take the 14,819.84 and subtract 20,450, and we get negative 5630.16. So negative $5,630.16. That is his net worth. It's negative, so he's got to work on paying down some debt. So that shows how to solve the net worth from the total liabilities and the total assets. Moving on, we're going to explore the debt to equity ratio. So we can take a look here, and our debt to equity ratio again is the total liabilities minus the mortgage divided by the net worth times 100. So we are going to have to find the total liabilities. So we have the mortgage of $128,000, 750 plus $4,500 on credit card. So her total liabilities, Geraldine, is $128,750, and we'll subtract 4,500, which is $124,250. Okay, her mortgage is given. We already know, right there, $128,750. I must have made a mistake here, because that doesn't make any sense. Oh, I subtracted. Okay, so we'll redo the liabilities, $128,750. We'll add, we'll add 4,500. And we get 133,250. That sounds a bit better. And the mortgage is 128,750. Okay, next we need the net worth. Total assets. So, total assets. So she's got a mutual fund, $46,650. We add the equity in her home, $94,850, and we will add her TFSA, $18,275. So for total assets, $46,650, $94,850 equity in the home, added to $18,275 in her TFSA. She's been saving, and she's got $159,775. So that is her assets. Her net worth, we'll take the total assets, of 159,775, and we'll subtract total liabilities of 133,250. So her net worth then, 159,775, subtract 133,250. Positive 26,525. That is her net worth. That's important. We need her total liabilities, and we need her total mortgage. So go back to the debt to equity ratio. It's the liabilities, total liabilities minus the mortgage divided by the net worth times 100. Minus the mortgage divided by the net worth times 100. So the DER will equal total liabilities 133,250. The mortgage 128,750. We'll divide that by the net worth of 26,525. So 133,250 minus 128,750. That yields $4,500. And we divide that by 26,525 divided by 26,525. You get 0.16965. 0.16965. Don't forget, we have to times this by 100. So that will yield 16.97% debt to equity ratio. So what does this number mean? Banks will typically make financial decisions on whether or not to lend a person money if their debt to equity ratio is less than 50%. So another way of saying it, if your DER is greater than 50%, a bank will not approve you for a loan. So Geraldine would be able to borrow money from the bank debt to equity ratio is less than 50%. It's very important that you would state it like that. It wouldn't be a yes or no answer. It would be referencing the DER less than 50%. So that is example 2. Calculate the DER in a financial situation. All right, example 3. We've got calculating the gross debt service ratio in a financial situation. So Jessica's financial situation is outlined below. Her annual salary, very important, annual salary, $54,000. Her monthly mortgage payment is $1,375. Her annual heating cost is $2,100, and her monthly property tax is $295. So very important we get the monthly salary, which is gross, assuming there's no taxes on this. So we take $54,000 and we divide by 12. And she has a monthly salary of $4,500. Annual heating cost is $2,100, so our monthly heating cost is $2,100 divided by 12. Calculator, $2,100 divided by 12 yields $175. All right, so we have the monthlies now and we're good to go. What is her gross debt service ratio? So GDSR, as per our formula, back on the first page, is the sum of the 3 monthly costs: mortgage payment, property taxes, heating costs. You divide that by the gross monthly income, and then you times it by 100. So her monthly mortgage payment is $1,375. Add her monthly heating cost of $175. Do not put the annual in there. And then we would add the monthly property tax of $295. We divide that by her gross monthly income, $4,500. Let's go ahead and do that. We can do this in one step in the calculator if we have it. So 1375 added to 175 added to 295. And then we'll divide that by $4,500. And you get 0.41. 0.41. And then make sure we times that by 100, which is 41.00%. So that is a GDSR of 41%. What does that number mean? Well, again, when banks are determining your borrowing ability, that GDSR has to be less than 32%. So another way of saying it, if your GDSR is greater than 32%, the bank will not approve you for a loan. So it's funny, Geraldine, we'll just change this to Jessica. Jessica not be able to borrow money from the bank because her GDSR is greater than 32%. And that is a look at the gross debt service ratio in a financial situation. Please make sure you have those numbers on a reference sheet. GSR has to be less than 32%, and the debt to equity ratio has to be less than 50%. All right, so that is the first part of this lesson on financial math leading us to mortgages. We've calculated the gross debt service ratio. We've explored the debt to equity ratio, and we've explored calculating a person's net worth based on their total assets and their total liabilities. And we will continue exploring the financial mathematics of mortgages on the next video.